So if you can't already tell by the way that I look today we are talking vampire perfumes. These perfumes are giving Dracula, Nosferatu. When I think of vampire, I think sultry, luring you in, super seductive, sexy, dark, and that's kind of the vibe that all these perfumes are gonna give you. I love these kinds of perfumes, not even just thinking about vampires, but when I look for perfumes, these are my favorite kind of perfumes. I love smelling dark and sexy with a hint of sweet. That's pretty much my favorite way to smell. I know we're not anywhere near Halloween. We're literally coming on spring and here I am making this video, but I feel like vampires are cool all year round. So if this is your vibe and you want to smell alluring, sexy, seductive, then I think you're gonna love this roundup of perfumes. I've been meaning to watch, by the way, Nosferatu, which I haven't yet, and I also really want to watch Dracula, which is out right now in theaters. I'm dying to watch it. I did see Wuthering Heights, which is not about vampires, but I feel like this look is sort of giving Wuthering Heights as well, slightly, but like the goth version. Anyways, with all that said, let's get to talking about this top 9 perfume roundup of fragrances that will give you a vampiric vibe. I'm gonna start this off with a brand new fragrance that has just came into my collection. I just did a dedicated review to this, so I'm not gonna go too in depth on this perfume in this video. This is one of those perfumes where I had no idea it was even out, but I was in Ulta and right up at the front they had this perfume sitting there. Every time I see new perfumes, I'm always spraying them on just to kind of get a feel. Maybe I want to talk to you guys about them. I had no intention of purchasing this, so I sprayed it on, loved it. I was like, oh, this is actually really good. Lately I've been so bored of every new perfume release, but this one, immediately I was like, this is different from the rest. I didn't buy it right then and there. I'm trying to really think about my purchases nowadays, not just go on impulse all the time. So I left the store, I went about my day. The entire day I kept getting whiffs of this perfume. I loved it, my husband loved it. I showered. In the shower, it smelled so good. The shower almost amplified the way that it smelled. Usually showers, you usually wash off the fragrance, but that's not what happened with this one, because after my shower, I smelled even stronger of this scent. I've never had a scent that has lasted this long and that has withstood literally showering and scrubbing my body and it's still there. All the way to the next day, it was still on me, and in just the most intoxicating way. The very next day, I went and bought the full-size bottle because I just couldn't not get this. This is the first perfume in, I want to say, years that I've had this kind of reaction to. I also think it fits perfectly into this video because it does have this very sultry, dark vibe. This is from Balmain. I've never tried Balmain perfumes ever. I didn't even know that this was releasing. I had no idea until, like I said, I saw it in Ulta. This is called Destin, and I have the package of it right here because I just filmed my dedicated review. If you see this at your Ulta and you like dark, sultry, sexy scents and you really want a long-lasting scent that not only is long-lasting but will literally wear through absolutely everything, definitely go and pick it up. Some people I feel like might call this generic. I guess a disclaimer to this would be that it kind of has that department store, luxury store kind of smell to it. This has strawberry in it, but the strawberry is not going to be like a fresh, upbeat, juicy strawberry. It's more like strawberry daiquiri. There's a booziness to it, kind of like a darkness to the strawberry. Very almost jammy. I cannot say enough good things about this. Lately, I have not been recommending many new scents, and I know I talk about older scents because that's just what I love. I just don't like new stuff, and so I'm not going to recommend the new stuff. But please, if you go and see this, try this out. This is a little, I feel like, hidden gem in a sense, because even though it's a new fragrance, I've heard nobody talk about this. Usually there's hype on new perfumes, but I didn't really get that, and I haven't really seen any reviews. It's so sexy and sultry and inviting, and it will literally have you smelling like a vampire. Next up, I've talked about this scent a lot, but I feel like if there was one perfume that literally embodies a vampire vibe, it would be this. Obviously, from the packaging, it's very much giving vampire, but also the scent. This is from Once Perfumery. It's called Lar Rev. And this is gonna be kind of like a Giorgio Armani My Way kind of a vibe, but darker and way more intensified. It's like that grapey, white floral vibe, definitely coming mainly from tuberose, but there's also some jasmine sambac in there, as well as orange blossom. You're gonna get peony in here, pink pepper again. As you can see with both of these scents, I love a mixture of peony and pink pepper. One of the best combos of notes. Then you have some vetiver, which kind of gives this, not a dirty vibe, but like sort of a greenness, very, very slight, doesn't really take away from the white florals too much. At the forefront, you're gonna get that grapey, bubblegummy sort of white floral vibe, but it does have a little hint of that vetiver patchouli, sort of like dirty kind of feel. Dirty in the best way, don't get it twisted. Next, I have my Jo Malone Scarlet Poppy. This, packaging wise, is definitely giving very much dark vampire vibes, but in scent, in actuality, this does have darkness to it, which is why it's in this video. It's definitely giving me vampire, but it's a little bit more upbeat, I would say, than some of the others on this list. There's definitely a slight freshness to it, whereas a lot of these other ones are just deeper, darker, denser. This one has a little bit more of like a airy quality. Scarlet Poppy is obviously all about this really bright red floral poppy note. It's definitely a warm floral, which are my favorite kind of florals. You have a little bit of ambrette in here to start off with, then you get that poppy, and then you end up with tonka bean, so you still have that really rounded out scent. It does have depth, just not to the extent of some of these other scents, and it does have this really pretty red kind of vibe, and I've always deemed that to be my perfume luxury version of Velvet Petals from Victoria's Secret. So if you love Velvet Petals, then you probably love that. Next, one of my favorite dark raspberry scents is Hot Couture by Givenchy. This is another one where strength and longevity is going to be 20 out of 10. It's such a strong scent, hence why, I mean, I do have a good amount of a dent in here, but with this scent, you need like 1 to 2 sprays to get you very, very far and wear for like 3 days straight. But this is all about this kind of leathery raspberry note. I'm normally not one to love smoky, leathery kind of scents. They just don't always translate that well on me, but this is the first of this kind of fragrance that has that leathery, smoky vibe mixed with the fruit that actually works so well, and it's blended so smoothly where it doesn't smell like smoke on your skin. It just gives that perfect level of sexy, sultry, dark mysteriousness. It kind of just smells like you're in a really charming jazz club and you may have this dark raspberry scent on, but then around you people are, you know, having bourbon and maybe smoking cigars somewhere, so you're kind of absorbing a little bit of that scent, but with still that raspberry at the forefront, just in a very dark way. This scent has gotten me so many compliments. I've worn this out to restaurants and stuff. Without a doubt, I'm getting compliments. And then kind of similarly to that, not so much in scent, but definitely in how much compliments it gets, is Musk Noir Rose from Narciso Rodriguez. This is going to be a obviously very dark rose scent, very jammy rose, kind of gives Turkish delights. Think that Narnia scene with Edmund basically betraying his entire family for some Turkish delights. This has a very jammy, plummy vibe mixed with this delicious rose, which it's not the kind of rose that you're thinking of. It's a very jammy, deep, dark, dense rose. Also vanilla. It's overall a very sweet scent, which is kind of unlike most of Narciso Rodriguez scents. I find his scents mainly more on the floral side. Even though this has floral aspects, this has a lot of sweet depth in it as well, and it just has that dark, alluring, I'm going to lure you in and then drink all of your blood kind of vibe. Then this one is going to be all about vanilla. There is 4 different vanilla notes in here, and that is Black Opium, specifically Le Parfum. I love the original Black Opium. That's a great scent, but Le Parfum is where it's at if you want a way more intensified vanilla, creamier, and then it also has a little bit of this smoky, boozy kind of vibe to it, which is definitely coming from that coffee, but it's, to me, it doesn't necessarily translate like coffee. It more so just gives a little dark kick to all of the vanillas, which I absolutely love. There's not really much of a bitter coffee element to this. It's mainly more of like smooth coffee that almost reads boozy. It's got a little bit of spice like cinnamon, so that really adds to this, and it's overall just a really smooth, dark, deep vanilla. So if you're a vanilla girly but you want something that's a little bit more elevated than just smelling like vanilla extract, then Black Opium Le Parfum is where it's at. Next up, I literally just put this perfume on me right now as I was kind of gathering up the perfumes for this video, and this entire time as I'm setting up to film, I kept smelling this scent. I'm like, what, it smells so good? And then I realized, yeah, I just sprayed this on. I don't know why I haven't worn this more often. I just kind of forget about some of my perfumes sometimes when you have a little bit of a larger collection. That tends to happen, but the reason why this never gets decluttered is because every time I wear it, I fall right back in love with it, and I just need to remember to wear it more. anymore. Yes I Am from Cacharel is such an underrated cheapie. This scent is like $20, but it easily smells like a $200 niche fragrance. It is so good and so unlike most of what you think cheap perfumes smell like. It has a really intense lactonic element to it. There's milk in here and it's very creamy, but this also has like a trillion other notes, which I'll put up on the screen here because I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I will kind of pick out a few of the ones I smell most in here, which would definitely be raspberry. Again, can you see a theme? I love a dark raspberry scent, but yeah, you have raspberry again in here, but it also has ginger, so it gives a little bit of a spice. There's actually a ton of spices in here, from cardamom, coumarin, licorice, ginger. It's got amberwood, benzoin. It's a little resinous feeling. It has sandalwood, so even though it does have those more gourmandy, light and sweet scents like milk, caramel, vanilla, you're also balancing really nicely with a lot of intense spice. It's got a lot of notes, but it's a really harmonious blend of everything. Nothing stands out over anything else. It's just smooth, delicious, creamy, dark, spicy raspberry. Next, do you think I was gonna make this video without including my Guess Seductive Noir? No, because this is literally a vampire perfume. Guess Seductive Noir is a very dark, obviously hence from the name, scent. This is so alluring. It's giving me siren vibes. It's just gonna lure you in and then rip your face off. This has iris, jasmine sambac, sage, bergamot, peony. It starts off a little light and floral and pretty, but the base notes really amp the scent up because you have Haitian vetiver, you have suede, so you're gonna get that, I don't want to say muddy or dirty because that kind of sounds bad, but it kind of just gives this a little bit of chaos in the best way. And it just, again, is so smooth. I love scents like this that have those more edgy kind of notes in there, but they're not taking away from other notes. I love a smooth blend of notes, and with every one of these, even though they may have edgier notes, they're going to be so smooth. They're not going to stand out on your skin in a really off-putting way. This is just such a gorgeous scent. It may be a little intimidating when you look at the notes of this because you have that suede, you have the Haitian vetiver, you might even be put off by the sage, but the way that it's done is the most sexy, seductive, mysterious dark scent ever, and it's totally giving vampire, so had to include it for this video. And last but not least, I'm really sad to include this scent because unfortunately you can't buy this anymore. It's discontinued, and even though there are many discontinued scents you could still find nowadays, there's also scents like this that are discontinued, and if you do end up finding them online somewhere, people are upcharging like 5 times what the original fragrance was worth, so it's just not even worth it. But this scent is just, it gives me vampire, so I had to include it. Maybe if you have this in your collections, maybe you've forgotten it, you could maybe start pulling this scent out more, and that is also me telling that to myself because I also sometimes forget or don't want to use this because it's so special and rare. I'm like, I have to reserve that, but you know what, every day is a special occasion, so we're getting out of that mentality. But YSL Manifesto is such a rich, resinous, woodsy vanilla, but the most unique take on that, because there's a million woody vanillas, especially nowadays. I feel like every other perfume is a woody vanilla, but this is a woody vanilla that you've never smelled before. This has this creamy tonka bean note, sandalwood, cedar, black currant, and then some really nice white florals that you can really smell in here, like the jasmine, which I really get, and it just enhances the sexiness. Even though it's very sweet, it also kind of leans on green a little bit. It's a really unique scent. It may not be for everybody, but I just love how unique it is and how it just stands out amongst the rest, because they really don't do fragrances like this anymore, and I just hate that it's discontinued. You know what, I'm gonna look this scent up and see if I can find it on eBay or something just to see. Oh, that's not too bad. Wait, that's actually not too bad. Wait, I'm actually finding a lot. Okay, you can actually get this, guys. Why did I think this was gonna be so much more? I'm seeing a bunch of listings for it for like $199, $180. It's not $139, $129. That's not bad, especially for a discontinued scent that is kind of like considered rarer, I guess. It's kind of ranging in like the 150s, I would say, which, I mean, it's definitely up there, but usually these types of scents get marked up way more than that, and 150s is what you're paying for fragrances now. So I mean, if you want YSL Manifesto, definitely get your hands on it. I wouldn't say it's the safest blind buy, but if you're looking for a really unique take on vanilla, you want like a spicy, deep, resinous, woody vanilla, then go for it. That scent will get you compliments, I promise you that, and it's so freaking strong. And those are my little vampiric perfumes. I love matching how I look to my videos, like the theme of my videos. It's really fun for me, so I love the whole process of making this video. And let me know if you guys are into vampiric perfumes, and let me know if you've watched Nosferatu and Dracula in the comments down below, and if I should watch them. I probably will anyway, but leave me a little short review, obviously no spoilers. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.